somebody comes to me looking to lose weight, there's a few things I'll do before I actually get them to lose weight. First thing's pretty simple. I ask them quite a few questions, trying to find out their why they want to lose weight. And generally it's not weight they want to lose, because when people are talking about losing weight, they're never talking about losing muscle, they're always talking about losing fat. It's pretty simple. So we want to get rid of the fat, keep the muscle. So how do we go about that? Well, firstly, let's try and get a wee bit of an insight into what their diet's like, what their lifestyle is like at first. So I'll get people to record for about 3 days, roughly everything they've eaten. Now this is the hard part, because you get a number of people who will not be honest with what they're putting down in that, and they might not record absolutely everything what they're putting down in that, because they might not put down the couple of biscuits they had as they walked past the kitchen cupboard, or the snack that they picked up from somebody else's desk at work. So they might be dishonest intentionally, and they might be dishonest just because they don't think they should put everything down. But these couple of biscuits every now and again add up. 60, 100, 200 calories here and there just adds up. And before you know it, you've overeaten by 1,000 calories just by having snacks you've not actually really recorded. So that'd be the first thing I do. I just get people to essentially record what they're doing, and they can either do that on their phone using apps similar to MyFitnessPal, or just write it down on a pad of paper. Just write down stuff as you're, and I'm not looking for you to put the calories, and I'll work all out myself. I just want you to put down what you've eaten in rough amounts, so we get an idea of what you're eating, and then it's just making wee changes from that. I kind of use calculations. I'm very much based, when I'm doing fat loss, based on the calories in and protein intake are the two things that I'm really big on. So I want to know how many calories you're taking in, and for a guesstimate to start with. Now there's numbers of calculations people use. I like to use body weight in pounds times 12. So I'm just over 200. Let's 200 make it easier. 200 pounds times 12. That's 2,400 calories I want to take on a daily basis. Of that, I want to have 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight. So I'm 200 pounds, so 200 grams of protein. So that then equates to, as 1 gram of protein is basically 4 calories. So that equates to 200 times 4, which is 800. So of my 2,400 calories, 800 of that is going to be protein. The other 1,600, the other 1,600 calories will be made up of carbs and fats. And I'm not really bothered on what split it is as well. And when I say I want to get to eat around about 2,400 calories, that's what I want to eat round about. I'm not going to say you cannot have 2,401. It's kind of around about a wee window. So let's say I try and get between 2,300, 2,500, sorry. And that gives me a wee bit of play around about that as well. And then I'll make sensible choices. I tend to eat the same 2 breakfasts. I eat 1 breakfast as I'm training on a training day, and I eat 1 breakfast as I'm not training. I know roughly the calories for that, so it's about 540 calories if it's a training day, 30 grams of protein. It's about 250 on a non-training day with 30 grams of protein. One's porridge with protein powder in it, and there's some milk, other one's just a protein shake. Lunch, I'll eat similar. I'll eat 2 or 3 of the same kind of things as well, and again, my calories around about lunchtimes are around about 500 calories again, and around about 30 to 40 grams of protein. So I've already got an idea that on training days, after lunchtime, with no snacks, I'll eat around about 1,000 calories. And non-training days, I'm eating around about 700 calories when I get to lunchtime. Throw in a few snacks. So I'll encourage people to eat a couple of pieces of veg, a couple of pieces of fruit every day. Makes it a lot easier. So chuck in snacks, have a banana for a snack in the morning. I'll have a banana and a protein bar for a snack in the morning. That adds me up to about another 300 calories. So say non-training days again, you can see we're up to about 1,000 calories. Training days, up to 1,300 calories. And then afternoon snacks, well, I'm not really rigid with that, but I might have a bag of crisps, or I might have another bit of fruit, maybe an apple, some grapes. I might have some rice crackers and some peanut butter. Really calorific, but I like it. But not too much. Or apple with peanut butter. Again, roughly know the ideas of that. So around about most times when I sit down for my dinner or into the evening, I've got between about 800 and 1,000 calories to play with for my dinner. So it means I can have a big dinner. I make sure I get my protein on the plate first, get my 30 to 40, it's getting my 40, 50 grams of protein there. And then we just kind of take it from there. So that then allows me to have my dinner. So my big slab of protein, let's say 50 grams or so. and it allows me to have a biscuit or something afterwards. Or, yeah, I don't know. That's it. So it's not very complicated. I've been recording foods for a wee while. I can look at things and roughly know what it is. And the way kind of make things, if I know I'm going to be having a really big meal, know I'm going to be going out for dinner or whatever that night, I'll maybe not have breakfast, or I'll maybe miss lunch out, so I've got an extra few calories there, so I'm not going over the top. And if I do go overboard, I don't rein it in the next day. It's just like, oh well, it's just one of these things. I just go back to trying to eat my normal again. But that's what works for me, and that's what I try and encourage with my with clients of mine. No massive changes to start with. Record what they're eating for 3 or 4 days that week, or a week, just to get an idea of what they're eating. Then look to make changes that are sustainable and easy. So it's easy through a working day to keep the same breakfast and same lunch. It's actually easier for me when I'm in the office. There's not as many tempting things left lying about as there is when I'm at home. But plan it that way, and then means you have an idea of what you can eat for your dinner. And you're not going to be starving then. You're not chopping down things that you really like. You're just maybe prioritising the protein in your meal first to get whatever that is, be it meats, or be it tofus, or be it beans, or whatever it is on your plate first to get your proteins. And then having a few kind of proteiny snacks through the day as well. Cottage cheese, Greek yoghurt with a bit of jam in it. These things are great for just for snacking on. They're not very calorific, but they've got a good protein base as well. And that's really it. That's how to start my clients. Once we get them into making smaller habits and changes, we can then start to look at the calories, because that starting base of their body weight in pounds times 12 might be a bit high. But I like to start high and make the changes and slowly decrease it down, rather than going boom, restrictive straight away. You'll get some other PTs and other people will say, right, what's your goal weight, the weight you want to be, and then we'll start at that target times 12. So say it's 150. I'm going to put myself under pressure here, my maths here. 150 times 12, so it's going to be that would kind of be around about 1500. 1500, yeah, 1800 calories. So say my target is 150 pounds. The difference is it's 1800 calories or 2000. That's 600 calories. Quite a lot. That's a meal for me. That's a breakfast or a lunch. I'm having to change and chop and change about. So rather than go boom to 1800 straight away, it might be we'll have to get to that, but we'll decrease it slowly over the course of maybe a month, 2 months. So we're just decreasing that slowly. We're making maybe portion sizes slightly smaller, keeping that protein level high, etc., and go down that way. But that's really it. Essentially, it's kind of finding out and using my knowledge and experience to try and see what works best, rather than being this is what we do, which is very much Weight Watchers or some other. They've got an idea of what their plan is, and they're really rigid with it. It's not about being rigid. It's about making small, sustainable changes in habits, which then leads to a kind of a slow weight loss. You don't put the weight on quickly, so why would you take it off quickly? It just doesn't work like that. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting on. Hope bits of it were useful. If not, sorry. Take care. See you later on.